年輕時嘅阿 May 忙碌工作照顧家庭，度過咗充實嘅大半生。而家成為咗銀髮一族嘅佢，選擇安樂居嘅長者全面護理計劃，讓佢可以擁抱安心快樂嘅時光。一朝早，司機 Daniel 就準時嚟到屋企接阿 May，同我哋攝製組前往安樂居嘅 G 日間護理中心。一路上，我哋傾偈嘅時候，了解到安樂居原來有超過100位司機，佢哋每日都會根據成員嘅時間，安全護送佢哋來往屋企同安樂居。而司機除咗接送睇診服務之外呢，仲會負責埋送藥啦、送餐等嘅服務添。而會員嘅每日流程呢，喺佢哋到嚟之前呢，就已經安排好晒，所以當護理員嚟接我哋嘅時候，佢已經十分清楚阿 May 嘅物理治療同睇醫生嘅時間啦。安樂居一站式嘅服務涵蓋咗從預約、安排交通到陪伴就醫嘅整個過程。而對於長者嚟講，擁抱安心快樂、身體健康係最重要嘅一環。醫生護士對阿 May 細心而溫柔嘅看護，令佢覺得非常之安心。安樂居嘅護理中心設有全科醫療診所同理療中心，團隊專注服務會員，量身定做醫療護理計劃，由護理員等專業人士所組成嘅團隊，可以專注服務會員，為佢哋量身定做醫療護理計劃。而我覺得呢一種陪伴式嘅緊密關係，會讓安樂居長者以及佢哋嘅屋企人三方之間嘅溝通變得更加順暢，拉近咗距離，亦都加強咗信任。呢個全面護理計劃仲搭配埋營養師，為成員搭配呢個健康嘅營養膳食。午餐時間一到，護理人員就幫阿 May 安排好座位，幫佢揀咗呢個餐盒，仲有一部分打包好嘅餐食呢，就會由司機送到有需要嘅長者屋企。行動唔方便嘅人喺屋企都可以享受到健康營養嘅食物。擁抱安心快樂嘅時光，內心當然要有幸福感常在啦。阿 May 喺安樂居都識咗唔少老友記噃，佢哋聚埋一齊有講有笑，有朋友嘅生活真係特別滋潤。中心仲提供多種唔同嘅休閒活動，從身體上嘅看護到心靈上嘅放鬆，安樂居真正實現咗身心並重，每一位長者都可以安心享受佢哋嘅快樂生活。當然啦，呢一種暖心嘅關懷點會單單體現喺日間護理中心呢？仲延續到居家護理服務入邊添。安樂居對安心快樂呢個承諾啊，真係體現喺生活嘅種種細節上。而根據成員嘅個人護理計劃，護理員仲會定期去到成員屋企幫手做家務。而通過今日嘅體驗，我哋見到咗原來長者嘅生活都可以咁精彩而富有朝氣。但係其實我印象最深嘅呢，反而係對安樂居嘅整個團隊啊，佢哋嘅專業度同埋發自內心對長者嘅關懷，非常細緻咁看護成員嘅身心健康。而呢一份真誠活躍喺安樂居團隊每一個人嘅內心。安樂居嘅服務將會讓更加多嘅長者受惠，幫助到更加多有需要嘅家庭，亦都為長者嘅生活注入希望同埋活力，讓佢哋可以擁抱安樂人生。
Welcome to the Yan Can Cook for You kitchen. You know, you're what you eat. When you eat healthy, you have a healthy lifestyle, you'll live forever. You know, the study indicated we can actually live up to 125, 130 years old if we take care of our body, okay? Now, I am 88 years old. You believe it or not, okay? Now, anyway, today I'm going to show you how to do something not only good for the whole family, particularly good for women. Today, you know, coming Sunday, this Mother's Day, you got to take care of your mother, okay? Make sure all of you, my friends, and Instagram friends, TikTok friends, and YouTube friends, take your mother out for dinner, okay? Not only that, ask your dad to take your mother out for dinner, and then you take your mother out to dinner. Today, I'm going to show you how to do 3 dishes, which is really, really good for your mother or anybody anyway. So first is a herbal tonic soup. Now, you go to typical Chinese restaurant, you always see there's a soup of the day. You know, they cook the meat, the chicken, and the pork with the Chinese herbs. And that's the reason why it's so important, okay? And then, of course, I'm going to do a sweet date tea with mushroom or with longan. Sorry, longan. Longan is dragon's eye. And then the next dish is the classic, everybody's favorite in southern China, particularly when I was growing up. This is one of my favorite dishes. In fact, you go to a lot of Chinese restaurants, this is also very popular. It's steamed marinated chicken with cloud ear mushroom and shiitake mushroom, okay? So it's good, and it's wonderful. Now, let's talk about the first dish, okay? I'm doing a herbal tonic soup, okay? Herbal tonic soup. And these are the herbs. Look at that. I want to show you this. This is called astragali, buckcake, okay? This herb. You know why they use buckcake in among the Chinese medicine and also the herbal doctor? Because they're rich in nutrients and antioxidants. They supposedly help reduce immune function and then also boost your energy level and support your heart health. Now, this is not proof yet, but they believe for hundreds of years. It also help to regulate your blood sugar level, you know, okay? Particularly people like us always eat out, always have a lot of sweet, a lot of dessert. That's important, okay? And the next one I want to introduce you is the sa sum. It's a ladybell root. The ladybell root is has long been used in traditional Chinese medicine. All of these have long been used in Chinese medicine. And so they support the respiratory health, and also particularly in your dry cough, okay, when you're dry cough, and also it helps to moisten your lung and your throat. So sometimes when I talk too much, and I would boil this and make tea with it, okay? And then the next one is Angelica sinensis. This is one of the most popular Chinese herb for women, and this is called dong gui, okay? This is sa sum. This is buckcake, sa sum, dong gui. What is so good about dong gui? The Chinese, for hundreds of years, they believe it is used in many dishes, a tea as well as a cooked with chicken, and it believed to have an anti-cancer, an antimicrobial property. This is the kind of see, for women, for ladies, for a lot of elderly people, it's used to increase the circulation and boost the energy, okay? Sometimes, you know, when you get older, your blood circulation is not as good, so you should definitely take care of it by having a little bit more of dong gui, particularly for women. Now, the last one is dong sum, condonosis, dong sum. It used to boost the energy, improve our respiratory system, and relieve your stress, you see, and also boost the brain health, brain function. So sometimes when I get a little bit confused, I have dong sum right here, okay? In this particular dish, I also use red date, okay? Red date is really good. These are actually known as the red date. It's red color, right? It's used in traditional Chinese medicine all the time to help with anxiety and insomnia. Sometimes, you know, we got so stressful and can't go to sleep, and you should have some red date tea, okay? And then also they're very high in vitamin C and also iron and calcium and also phosphorus. So red date is really good. So, but I also add one more thing. I also have the honey date. This is very good. It's from in northern China, honey date. When you soak them, it become big, nice and soft like this, okay? So when I basically, this is original, right? And this is, I rinse it once, okay? And then this is already swollen. This called the how do you say in Chinese? 蜜枣 zhao means 蜜枣 mat means sweet honey, and then zhou is date. So this is sweet date, honey sweet date, okay? And of course, later on, I also put some goji berry. Goji berry is now very popular. You can buy it in Whole Foods. You can buy it in a lot of supermarket or Costco. Okay, and it helps to the kind of provide immune system support. And goji berry. Let me show you the goji berry right here. This is goji berry, and it stabilizes the blood sugar. Supposedly also improve depression, anxiety, and sleep. And also, if you have some liver damage, I think they are supposed to help. Supposedly, okay. I have not done any scientific research, but this is what they believe in Chinese medicine for hundreds and thousands of years. In fact, you go to Chinatown, you see a lot of Chinese herbal shops. Okay, herbal shop, and they can sell all of these. So I soak them over here. The first thing that I do is, let me get this ready. I get a big pot of water. I get a big pot of water right here. Okay, and I will quickly cook the drumstick. You can use the drumnet, or you can use drumstick and pork. And I use this. I will take this out and bring it to a boil. Why I do that? Because this way, I get rid of some of the excess amount of blood and protein residuals, and then make the broth a little bit more clean and clear. Otherwise, you would have a whole bunch of stuff like this. Okay, look at that. If you don't do that, the soup would be all very foamy like this with all of these impurity. This is actually the coagulation of the blood. Okay, so I bring this over here, and I just broil it for a few seconds. Okay, there's a few seconds. Once it's done, I will take it out because I just want to get rid of these impurity. Okay, and then I take this out. I'll take this out. Okay, and then if I'm going to take this out, let me take this out, and then I'm going to get ready. Okay, now I'm going to show you. I am going to show you this. If you don't mind, chicken fat actually is very good, but I don't like it, so I remove the skin. I remove the skin, okay? I remove the skin. I remove the skin like this, okay? I remove the skin. This way, you see, I remove the skin, okay? This way, I have broth. You can use water, but I use a tiny bit of chicken broth, a homemade chicken broth. I make my own chicken broth, okay? I have homemade chicken broth, nice and clear, okay? And then, this is nice and clear, right? This is nice and clear. Then I put this right here, and I put the pork bone right here, and then I put all these herbs right here, which is already rinsed. You see, this is rinsed. This has been rinsed, and let it soak for a few seconds, okay? Rinse and soak. So this is all of these sasam. This is the ladybell. This is cardamomsis and angelica, sinensis, all of these, and buckeye, okay? And then I put it right over here. I put all these. This is soup of the day. They actually have, you cook it, after you bring to a boil, you let it simmer for hours, for about 2 hours. Include it, you know, if you have a whole chicken, you do it for about 3 hours if you have a whole chicken. But I use one of these. And also you want to make it easier. Let me show you. When you want to make it easier, I have a piece of chicken here, and then I have, to make it easier to cook, then I cut it right here, okay? I cut it right here, okay? This way, it cooks faster, okay? So that's the reason why. When you do it at home, basically, it's common sense. Whenever you do things, always use common sense. And once you bring it to a boil, can you see that? You bring it to a boil. Can you see that? You bring it to a boil already,
Yeah, we can see that, yeah.
Roger. So what I do is, I simmer it. I turn it down, and I let it simmer. I let it simmer, and I cover it, okay? I cover it. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I let it simmer. I'm going to let it simmer for approximately 1.5 to 2 hours, okay? So now we have all of these. And later I'll also rinse this goji berry, okay? And then the red date already rinsed, okay? I put it right over here. Also, I put this right over here, the goji berry, and then the red date, which is already cooked. I use about 5 or 6 pieces of red date, and I will let it cook and let it simmer, okay? Let it simmer for a while. The next one I want to show you is amazing, okay? This is also very, very good. Not only you drink some tea, this is like a tea, the red day tea, okay? Red day and middle day tea, and sweet honey day tea. And the reason why I want to show you this is in the summer, you want to have something light and refreshing. And I want to show you, you go to the store, okay? You go to the store and you buy middle day, you see? Middle day is very, very healthy. You know what? It's, it has been consumed by people around the world. A lot of them are actually grown in California. Middle day is also called the California date, okay? And you know what the funny thing is? It's one of the most popular date variety because it's nice and sweet. Look at that. Nice and sweet like this, middle day. You can eat it as a snack and also very nutritious, very versatile. Food source as a snack. You can use it in cooking. You can use it in a bakery. You can use all kinds of stuff. It's a good source of fiber and also vitamin and also minerals and also can be a part of the balanced diet. So that's the reason why supposedly if you are having a little bit high blood, not sugar, diabetes, stay away from something too sweet. That means when you snack on this middle day, maybe 1 every day, not 5 or 6 every day. Okay, just watch out your diet. Next thing I'm going to show you is we have red date. Okay, this is already removed. I'll show you. This is the seed is already removed. The seed is already removed. No seed. I soak them. Okay, nice and soft. Then I have the sweet date, the honey sweet date from Beijing, and then the middle date from California. And this is sugar. This is rock sugar. Looks like a piece of rock. And basically, I use a mallet to pound this. I'll show you.
It's
I
like
get
crystal.
One of these. Yeah,
it's like a piece of crystal.
And I pound this. I put it in a paper bag or something. I pound this with this. This way, I crush this and into smaller pieces like this. Okay?
Yeah.
Crush smaller pieces. Can everybody see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, good. And then we have another thing that the Chinese use all the time is the slab sugar, brown sugar. This is brown sugar. Can you see that?
Yeah.
This is brown sugar.
Slab sugar.
Okay, slab sugar. A whole slab like this. See this?
Yeah.
I pick this up. It's supposed to be this. Okay? It's supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have the sugar, you have the red day, the middle day, and the honey day, and the slab sugar. Today I'll use the rock sugar. I just want to show you. Each time I promise you, each time I try to introduce you something different, you know, something new, okay? And this is Longan. This is dragon eye. This is dragon eye. And you can buy fresh or you can buy a canned one like this, okay? This is the dragon eye, like this. Dragon eye. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So, and then I also have some ginger. I have some ginger. I'm going to cut up some ginger. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then I will stack them all up. Okay.
Oh, you have so many different ingredients in one tea.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Although you can do it like this. And then you can have beautiful, beautiful thin slices like this, okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is I bring a pot of water to a boil. Can you see that? Bring a pot of water to a boil. Beautiful.
Yep.
And then I will use the rock sugar. Adjust the sweetness of the rock sugar, okay? Put it in slowly. And then you don't put too much in. You can always add, but don't put too much in the beginning. I put this about a quarter of a cup, okay? Because I'm going to make three of these. But if you want, you can also cut a little piece like this, okay? Cut a little piece like this, the slab sugar, okay? And then I don't want to waste this, okay? And then at the same time, I have red date. The red date takes a bit longer to cook, so I put the red date right here. The red date, okay? The red date. And then I also put a tiny bit of Longan. This is a dry Longan. The dry. This is the fresh or the canned one, and this is the dry one. The dry one is very sweet, very flavorful. I also put the dry Longan. Put it right here. The dry Longan. See that? This is the dry Longan. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the fresh Longan. This is the fresh dragon fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This.
So you see the color is different.
Yeah. And then this is the middle day. Once I bring it to a boil, I put it in here. I put it in the middle day and the Longan. And then the canned one, the first one, put it in the last minute, okay? And I also put some ginger.
Ginger.
First ginger. Ginger is really good. And then at the same time, I also have something that everybody should learn. This. If you have this honey date, you put it in, okay? Then I'm gonna put it in.
Put in the.
Let it simmer. Let it simmer for a little bit. And then in the meantime, I take the time to cut the pear. I want to cut it up into thin slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cut it into all beautiful slices like this. Look at that. Okay? Then I put this right over here. Okay? And then this.
Let's see.
I eat it.
I know.
So good.
I know. I know.
Now, we bring it to a boil. Beautiful. Bring to a boil.
Ready.
Yeah. Let me bring to a boil.
Okay.
Let me bring to a boil and simmer. And then in the meantime, I want to show you this. Look at that, look how beautiful. When it's done, let me show you.
It's ready
the
to
first
go.
dish. Okay?
This is ready to go.
It is beautiful. Look at how beautiful.
Yeah.
This is the drumstick. Look at that.
Do you usually remove the skin or no?
I normally remove the skin for health reasons. Some people may not necessarily have to do that. And then pork bones. Pork bones is good. And a date, you see this? And all the herbs. Now all the goodness of this is already in the broth. So you do not have to eat all of these. But you can eat it, but you do not have to force yourself to eat it. Then when this is done, I'm going to show you. Oh, look at how beautiful this is. Look at that. Look at this.
It really warms your day.
Yeah. And then put a tiny bit of extra goji berry around. And then a tiny bit of green onion around.
Do you put salt in that?
I
didn't
add
see
salt.
you put...
I add salt. I add salt in the last minute. Okay.
Okay.
I add Himalayan salt. And let some of the salt. I'll show you. I sprinkle a tiny bit of Himalayan salt. And then this is so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. This is tonic water. Himalayan salt. Look at it. Himalayan salt. And I sprinkle a tiny bit of Himalayan salt. Always do in the last minute. The reason is because some people, if you have somebody a little bit older, a senior in your house, you don't want to have something too salty. Okay? And this is how easy it is to give this particular dish. I want to do the last dish, which is called this is everybody's favorite. 冬菇蒸雞. 雲耳冬菇蒸雞. Okay, that means marinated soy sauce. I use the sweet soy sauce, slightly sweet soy sauce, 蒸魚豉油, and I use marinade. Okay, but you want to have color. You want to have color. I use a tiny bit of also oyster sauce. Okay, a tiny bit of oyster sauce. Okay, marinate this. Okay, doesn't have to be too much. I also use a few drops of sesame seed oil. Okay, and then this is what you do: a tiny bit of pepper, sesame seed oil, and tiny bit of sugar. Not too much, just sprinkle a tiny bit, and then ginger. Always use ginger. Look at all this ginger. Nice and thin slices like this. Look at that. Okay?
Yeah.
Look at when you have a sharp knife. You can do that. And I also put it over here and let it steam. Okay? And then I use a chopstick. I will marinate this. We will make sure we steam it. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at this. And then also use the tiny bit of cornstarch. Always use the tiny bit of cornstarch for marinade, okay?
Why is that?
Because it helps to seal in the juice, okay?
Oh.
Tiny bit of cornstarch. Wonderful, okay? Marinade. And then we'll get one of these beautiful things.
Oh.
Let me show you the best way to do it, okay? And basically, you put the chicken here. Okay, then you put, now I have two wood, this wood ear, look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This wood ear, very, very big.
It's huge. Yeah.
Huge wood ear. This is wood ear, okay?
Yeah.
And this is one ear, small. This is small, one ear.
Yeah.
This cow ear. I use cow ear. And then also a few slices of wood ear for texture. And then I mix them all up here. And one ear together. Okay? Because in Sichuan, China, they use a lot of these in a lot of the dishes. I'll give you an example. Tong, they use this, right? And they use a lot of these. And then this one, they also can slice it very thin slices like this. Let me show you. You can slice it like this. You hold on to this. You cut on this. You hold on to this. And you slice this, and this is for hot and sour soup. Look at this. Look at all of these hot and sour soup for you. Look at how thin the slices is. Hot and sour soup. Okay. And then I put over here. I also have some mushroom. Now this mushroom is very special. This mushroom I actually cook them, braise them a little bit with oyster sauce, wine, a tiny bit of broth and ginger, okay? And then there's the sauce. I also mix it with the sauce.
Everything together, okay.
Mix them all together. And also green onion.
Oh.
Okay. And then I mix them all up. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mix them all up. And then I steam that. Sprinkle ginger. Look at how beautiful. This is amazing, okay? And then at the same time, I use one of these special cordyceps flower. Okay, look at this.
蟲草花.
蟲草花. Okay, look at that.
Cordyceps flower.
Yeah, cordyceps. I sprinkle this. Look at that. They also add color and also texture. This is how we do it. Everybody can do it at home. Now, and then I will steam this. Look how beautiful. Okay, I will let it steam. This is done. I'm going to serve these, okay? Let me show you how I do this.
The tea is done.
Look at the tea is done. I'm going to use this. And this is beautiful. I would do this. Now, I put the longan. I put the longan right here. Let me show you. I put the longan right here. Right here. Right here, right here, right here. I put the goji berry right here, right here, right here, and right here. The goji berry right here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then I also, this is done. I will, the red date, the red date, the 3 days. Sometimes I also use dark date, 黑棗 but I couldn't find it. I don't know what happened.
I haven't seen that for a long
A
time.
black date, look at that.
Yeah.
And then the same thing.
Yeah, just to let you know, you can put it
this.
in. You can put this in the fridge and drink it cold.
Oh yeah. You can put it when it cool down.
I like it
Okay.
hot, so some people like it cold.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at beautiful. Look at that. And then beautiful, right? And then I would have my pear. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look at how beautiful this is. Look how beautiful this is. Can you imagine?
Very delicious. Yeah.
This is amazing.
This is perfect.
You want a couple slices of ginger to give that heat, give a tiny bit of heat, okay? I would like to have a tiny bit more soy sauce. So with soy sauce. Oh, this is beautiful. We'll add a tiny bit of sesame, extra sesame seed over here. Whoa, look at that.
Ooh.
Now I'm going to show you how beautiful this is, okay? Look at that. Now, let me show you how to get it out. Let me show you how to get it out. This is the robot. Invented 3,000 years ago. Okay? All you have to do is you go onto this like this, and then you lift this out.
Very basic mechanical.
Look at that.
And it works.
And then you put it right here. And then the whole idea is, because this is so hot, so I'm going to double it down. Double down on it. Okay?
Why?
Double down.
It's hot. It's
very,
hot,
very
for
hot.
sure.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, it's hot. The whole plate is hot. Ooh.
Wow. Whoa, this is amazing. Now I want to show you how beautiful this is, okay? This is so hot.
That's your kung fu.
Yeah,
that's your cooking kung fu.
Look at that. Look at all the mushroom and all the things that you can see. Everything is cooked to perfection. Okay. Right. Let me show you. This is the final dish. Okay. Yeah. Final dish.
Perfect with a bowl of rice. Ooh.
This is the final dish. Okay. So today I'll show you how to do all of these wonderful dishes right here. Can you see that?
Yep.
For all my friends, YouTube friends, Instagram friends, and TikTok friends, make sure we have 3 dishes cooked with all this. You know, the Chinese believe that herbal medicine, the traditional Chinese medicine, they believe when you change weather, when weather is changed, you got to make sure you eat the right things, right? Eat with the season, eat with the freshest, always eat with the season. So today, you have this herbal soup, very, very healthy. This is like a tea, like a fruit tea, like a red day tea with a fresh fruit. And then this one is everybody's favorite. You ask any Chinese household, when they're growing up, their parent or grandparent always cook them this. Steamed marinated chicken with cloud ear or wood ear and shiitake mushroom. And it's unbelievable. And in fact, you can also, of course, add some cordyceps. I'm emotionally choked because all of you have supported the Yan Can Cook Show for so many years, and particularly today, and every first Thursday from 4 to 5 every month, support On Lok, where senior embrace life. And support On Lok. I support On Lok. You support On Lok. Everybody support On Lok to take care of our senior citizens. They need our help. They need your help.
Our next show is going to be June 5th. And if you want to learn more about the recipe, go to onlok.org/yancancook with On Lok. Super grateful to see you all this afternoon and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. I'll see you next month. Thank you. Bye.